Hey, my dear friend, t.rex here. I'm gonna just jump straight into it. I don't want to waste time on formalities here. I've come across this article. It was not the first time actually, but first time I kind of didn't really have time to dig into it. And so T-Rex ancestor had an S-shaped brain. Fossil reveals. Well, that's very interesting. That's definitely very interesting. Now, the article is by Maya. I'm sorry, I don't want to butcher the surname, but Maya. It's actually wow. It's actually I love that name. That's a beautiful name, Maya. Okay, I'll have to take that into account while we read. Anyway, so yeah, it's been recently published, but there is a reason why I decided to get into this. I mean, it's only brief. Some of you might have thought that I was gonna do a full-on rant because I haven't had a coffee yet at the time I encountered the article. So apologies if you are somewhat gonna be disappointed that I'm not gonna do a full hardcore rant on it. It's just gonna be a few comments that I want to make on the article and how poorly some of these articles unfortunately get conducted, but I don't believe it's Maya's fault. We will get back to that, Maya. So you hold on there for a second. I'm just gonna have to go through some points, okay? We have to do this now. Okay, so let's just skip this. Oh wait, no, we can't skip that because it says you'd expect a little bit of weird from this tiny tyrannosaurid. Why? Dilong is not a tyrannosaurid, guys. I mean, that's wrong. That is completely wrong. I mean, Dilong is not. I mean, Dilong is a free roaming taxon right now. It's not a tyrannosaurid. It's not a tyrannosaurid. You see that's already a very this is wrong. This is wrong information. That's like saying that Stegosaurus is ankylosaurid, basically. Which is not. It's not. Yeah. Okay. So so we got a bit of history here when it was published. So fair enough. That's all good. And then they use the word protofeathers. I mean, why can we not start using word filaments? It's kind of a more accurate, at least in my humble opinion, description of general term of these integuments, because a lot of times people just lump them together and without really making it clear that there are specifics to each type of integument, and many of them we don't even know. And I will also include a link to the video by Paul Barrett, and it was a very nice video. You may have seen it already. So if you want me to do a video on that commentary video basically on that video as well, let me know in the comments below after you've watched it. And so yeah, it says here it was the first of its kind found to sport such protofeathers, and it hinted that even the mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex that followed some 50 million years later was not free of fuzz. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid this is wrong as well. This is wrong. We have no publication of any tyrannosaurid sporting any type of fuzz, and I mean that's not an argument. That is not an argument. I'm sorry, Maya, but that's not an argument. This is very misleading, in fact, because there were no associated filaments found with tyrannosaurids. All we have is scales, and I think this is not a very good idea to misinform your readers like that, considering that National Geographic is quite a popular resource out there. Although I always say that it should never be treated as a good resource for getting your information for paleontology. Just always find primary sources. So yeah, I mean, and again they suggest the tiny tyrannosaurid's brain. Tiny tyrannosaurid's brain. You see, this is what my problem is. They really don't. Maya, you know what? I think it's not your fault. I think it's not your fault. I think you're being poorly informed, Maya. I think, you know what, we got you. We got you. We're gonna make sure, me and my subscribers are gonna make sure you will get properly informed from this day onwards. And and that National Geographic is never gonna force you in a position where you make these kind of mistakes, and then somebody like t.rex has to come in and basically shit all over your article for that. Like, I know you did not deserve this. I am sorry, Maya, but I made a vow to my subscribers that if I'm gonna be saying something, I'm always gonna be telling the truth. Like Tony Montana said, tell the truth even when I lie. So yeah, I have to tell the truth. I cannot go back on my word to my subscribers. So I swore an oath to them, okay? And it's important. I uphold it. So yeah. But from now on, you're gonna be properly informed, Maya. I can promise you that. This is ridiculous. I mean, National Geographic are the one to blame for this. Irresponsible, completely irresponsible. And now they lead up to this. So nice quote for Martin Kundrat, and they are leading up to this study, which this link doesn't show, but this is the paper here that I've opened up. And I've made the scroll down. We will later discuss why I brought this up. This is for later, but you will know that it's the Kundrat et al. 2018, and the title. I will actually include the proper link to it in the comments below if I find it. If I don't find it, then I will find other means to pass it on to you guys. So don't worry about that. Anyway. So And again, you see, they're just following up with doing the same. One of the oldest and smallest tyrannosaurids. It's not a tyrannosaurid. I already said that, I know, but this is the third time the article is referring to Dilong as a tyrannosaurid, which it was not. Like, stop it. Like, just stop it. Stop triggering me, article. National Geographic, how dare you? Don't trigger me like that. This is almost as bad as getting a heart attack every time it happens. It'd be like, oh, and then you're dead. Like, are you trying to murder me, National Geographic? Are you trying to murder me? Anyway, so yeah, I mean, Lindsay here makes a very good remark, of course, because when the early tyrannosaurs, so that's a good one. That's a good general statement, because tyrannosaurs is also frequently referred to as Tyrannosauroidea, so we are kind of using an umbrella term, which I think is better. It's more accurate. I mean, yeah, of course we don't know much about the full process of where the Tyrannosaurida ancestry truly lies, but because we don't know what sort of steps in between were done, and whether or not this might be so many steps that would push other ones out of that Tyrannosauroidea branch. But we don't know that. You see that we don't know that. So based on what we know, on the empirical evidence that we have, we just use the umbrella term, guys. It's just to kind of recap on certain important things in terminology and rhetoric. Okay, so well done, Dr. Zano, Lindsay. Well done, Lindsay. Really happy that you did that. And yeah, this is obviously, I mean, you can read the full article when I'll include the link, so I'm not gonna waste time on things that I don't think are relevant to what I'm trying to make, you know, to the point I'm trying to make here. So once we obviously reach the conclusion, we will get to my verdict. So early Tyrannosaurus, again, see that this is misleading. This is misleading. Early Tyrannosauroids maybe, but early Tyrannosaurids, as far as I know, don't go earlier than Lithronax, and we should not be, you know, misleading people like that. That's wrong, National Geographic. You're very, very bad at reporting. You're bad at informing your peers, your colleagues like Maya. And you're giving her false information to report on. You're not equipping her with proper tools to do the proper reporting. You see, you're being lazy, National Geographic. And Maya is the one who's gonna take the hit because it's her article. And I don't blame Maya. I blame you, by the way, just in case somebody has not realized that yet by now. I said it already, but I will repeat it from time to time because it's important. So, of course, we have to be honest with ourselves. We cannot allow intellectual dishonesty to take over this community. I mean, there's already enough people out there spewing intellectual dishonesty in the community, and I don't want more people to fall into that, into that place, because it's counterproductive and completely detrimental to the very purpose of what science is all about. The thing to understand as well is that you're still comparing completely different animals. This is like I said before, you can't expect to rely fully on the assumption that they were direct ancestors. Although the Dilong is not allocated yet, it's a free roaming taxon, it's not given its family tree. It's not a Proceratosaurid, in case you guys thought it was. That's another mistake that I see a lot. Some people also sometimes allocate it to a Proceratosaurid. Just people in the community that I encounter sometimes, but that's also wrong. It's incorrect. It's not a Proceratosaurid. It's just a free roaming taxon, which makes it even more tricky because you don't know where the hell it belongs. I mean, Dr. Brusari Stephen makes a very good, general statement here. I mean, yeah, I mean, of course, that's the thing. I mean, of course, we don't really know if that's exactly where they evolved from. We don't know the true point, where the actual later period Tyrannosaurids came from. But based on the empirical evidence we have, so far we can only see that Dilong and alike were certainly laying the foundation, at the very least. They were the predecessors to whatever was the first step in evolutionary tree of Tyrannosaurids. I think that would make better sense, but that's just me giving into details. So overall, I have no problem with his rhetoric, and he solely relies on the empirical evidence, as is evident from his rhetoric here, to give a very straight up answer. Well done, Stephen. Well done. I am very pleased, and I also wanted to say that I've got your copy of the book, and once I brush up on it, I definitely am going to share my thoughts on it as well, and hopefully we will get to discuss it, Stephen. I hope we do. Many of my viewers want to see you on my channel already, so let's hope we'll get down to it eventually. So yes, again, it says younger Tyrannosaurids. They are Tyrannosauroids, because I already know what they're referring to, and that is not Tyrannosaurids. It's the article, National Geographic being stupid. Again, not you, Maya. You're brilliant, Maya. I love you, Maya. You're brilliant. National Geographic, though, I don't love them very much, as you can tell now. But like I said, I have to be honest. I have to shit on your article because, well, National Geographic. That's the price you pay, unfortunately. So let's skip this. And we are reached at the very end of it. So yes, I mean, so overall my problems are mostly with how overly simplified and somewhat dumbed down this whole rhetoric of the article is. It solely kind of tries to base itself on the assumption that Dilong was a direct ancestor to Tyrannosaurids. Now, here is an interesting observation that I have made here, and it's from Kundra et al. And these are the rough diagrams they produced for the different brains of different dinosaurs, theropods. And am I the only one who finds it striking somewhat that Dilong's brain is more closer in shape to that of a Deinonychus than it is to Tyrannosaurus, Tarbosaurus, or any of these Tyrannus. Well, if we take Nanotyrannus as a valid genus, but whatever, they're basing it on the specimen that is supposedly quote-unquote a Nanotyrannus. So at this point it doesn't matter whether it's a Tyrannosaurus or if it's Nanotyrannus. For this purpose, we are just looking at the brains of specific specimens, and all of these here are the later period Tyrannosaurids, and yet they do not share similarities between Dilong. Not nearly as much as Deinonychus. And I mean, I know you are thinking exactly what I'm thinking here, guys. But the thing is, if I say it out loud, if I actually voice my concern, I could be like, my prediction, it could come true, and that's gonna hurt a lot of feelings out there. That's gonna make a lot of people triggered, and I mean, I can't let that happen, can I? I mean, I need to be nice, right? I have to be nice. I can't trigger people. We never do that, do we? We can't. But yeah, okay, anyway, spoiler alert, Dilong could be a Maniraptor, not a Tyrannosauroid. Bye bye.